Good morning viewers and welcome to a brand new episode on the London Wanderer. Today we are headed to the DLR station and London has gone into a tier 3 lockdown since midnight last night, and we are going to have a look at how the station feels isolated and empty. So let's go and check this out. It's a bright and sunny day and that brings a smile to our face. Anytime anybody living in London would understand how important it is to have the sun god visit us on a special wonderful winter's morning. Now right next to the DLR station, the Stratford International DLR Station, is this lovely Santander cycle station hub, and this is where all the cycles are docked, and a lot of people using cycle as a main mode of transportation since people want to avoid public transport. And this is exactly how you can hire a cycle. So these are the steps you need to follow. There's a system in place where you pay by card, and exactly all the things that you need to check, how you get the code to release a cycle from the hub. It's all self-service. You need to do it all by yourself. Just follow these instructions. So the instructions are mentioned here, what you need to pay for how long. So a bike access for 24 hours is £2, and the first 30 minutes of each journey is free, and for every extra 30 minutes or less you get charged £2. So the bike needs to be returned within 24 hours, and if you don't, you can also be charged £300 for not returning it. All these payments are taken on card, so in case you damage the bike or do not return it, the company is able to take the money from your account. So this is the touch screen, and it gives you a step-by-step indication on how the procedure to hire a bike. And so you have all these options. So you can print your journey record, what the local docking station details are, what's the balance left on the card for your Santander cycle, the information, what language, if you don't understand English, what language options are there. And those are the instructions to always wash your hands before and after you travel, just to keep safe and keep everyone else safe as well, keeping in mind that we are now living in the midst of a pandemic. We also have CCTV cameras in operation, and how do they track the cycles is done by the GPS technology. And the Santander is governed by the Transport for London. It's a body that governs the buses and all the other modes of transport in London, like trains, etc. Isn't this a lovely and a cool method, the new age method to travel in the midst of a pandemic? And the place looks all deserted. Now we are heading towards the DLR station, so let's move ahead now. It's a lovely, bright, vibrant neighborhood. Like I said, everybody is on the cycle these days. Cycle shops are totally out of cycles. You need to order them in advance. Look how lush the lawn is. Isn't that a sight for sore eyes? This is what the vicinity of the station looks like. We're just walking towards the station right now, And this is a popular place to grab a cup of coffee when people go out on their journey. They grab a coffee from here. That's people coming out from the station right now. We are at the Stratford International DLR Station now, and this is how the station looks on a deserted Tier 3 lockdown morning. And this is the touch-in and touch-out point where you can tap either your Oyster card. The Oyster card is the travel card that is used across all modes of transportation in London, and you can either tap the Oyster card or you can tap in your debit card and do a pay-as-you-go. Alternatively, you have a ticketing booth. If you don't have an Oyster card, then you can pay for a one-time journey by your debit card, and all you need to do is pop in your debit card right here, key in your PIN details, and choose what point to what point you'd like to travel on this touch screen here, and you get your automated card for the ticket that is generated from out here. And you touch here when your transaction is complete in case you want to top up your Oyster card, and that's about it. You're ready to go. In case you're new to London and need to check the route prior to booking your ticket, you have a handy map right here which helps you make a choice of what station you need to book from and where you need to get off. So all in all, it's a very, very nice system in place for taking a ticket without having to depend on anybody. The perfect thing in these COVID times. These are the lifts that will take you to the level from where the train arrives. Those are those information booths, give you details about how the system works. And let's go down now to the station there. That's the station. The train's kind of ready to depart. This one's going to Woolwich Arsenal. And you can see how empty it is. It's going to go via the London City Airport, which is a very popular airport for taking all flights out of London to Europe, various different destinations. That tells you that the train is to Woolwich Arsenal and what all stations it will be stopping at. Tells you all the stations that this train will be stopping at, so you can plan your journey accordingly. And all the details about how the service will be across the festive period of Christmas and the New Year.
Document customer information. Please ensure you wear your face covering over your mouth and nose at all times when using TfL services, unless you are exempt. It is there to protect us all.
The train has just arrived at the station. It's practically empty. And that's about how many people got off from the entire train. And we have more information centers like these, which show the entire network of rail and tube services across London, in case you need to connect to another train after this DLR journey. And because the train service, the routes and the planning is so perfect, I think it's the lifeline of London, and everybody who lives in London mostly depends upon the train service as the main mode of transportation. Train is now getting ready to depart, and the doors have closed.
Keep a lookout for our mascots DLR Day and stories on an hour instead. If you can answer the following questions, please DLR feedback. This is Beamo. How many places is the tall place?
So we are exiting the DLR station now, and from the other end, and these are the cycle stand where you can tap your ticket in and out, the information hub, the lift, and you have the bus stop right outside the station in case you need to go further. Your journey doesn't end here.
Customer information. We are carrying out enhanced cleaning of our stations and trains to keep you safe. Please wash your hands frequently. Use our hand sanitizers before and after and social distancing where possible.
Those are taxis in case you need a cab. That's the bus stop. Now this is the information center. Shows when the next train is expected, what are the rules you need to follow, how to practice distancing, social distancing in these COVID times.
Customer information. Please ensure you wear your face covering over your mouth and nose at all times when using TfL services, unless you are exempt. It is there to protect us.
That's the fare you need to pay, the penalty fare in case you don't have a ticket. the rules for carrying a bicycle on the DLR, and you're not allowed to smoke or drink on the DLR. Also, you're covered by the CCTV camera at all times. That's the bus stop right outside the station. That brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to meeting you all on our next journey ahead. Tuning out. Bye.